The highest growth companies, April 3rd, 2025. Hi, my name is Joe Cantu. Ronald Liston and I from Cantu Tactical Wealth Management wanted to show you some of the stocks that we own. The biggest question that we're receiving from many of our customer, clients, friends, and associates is, will the stock market stay down based upon these President Trump tariffs imposed on other countries outside the United States? Well, hopefully, by looking at the analysis of some of these companies, this will answer that question. So what are some of the highest growth companies in America that we own in our portfolios? Well, we're going to be looking at the revenue growth rate and also the profit margin, but that will indicate where the stock is going. So zooming in here, we're going to take a look at Super Micro Computer. We own this in most of our portfolios. And if you look at the revenue growth rate for the last 4 quarters, it's 125%. NVIDIA, which we also own, is 114%. Now let me talk about that just for a moment, because when you think about it, what I'm saying is these companies, their revenue that they're receiving in 1 year is doubling in size. All right, so now let's take a look at where the stocks are trading today. If you look at where the stocks are trading today, based upon this analysis, if the revenue's growing, doubling in 1 year, then likewise those two companies' stock price theoretically should follow. And we believe they will. In other words, what we're saying is in less than 12 months, we believe that stock could double in price based upon its revenue. What's even more interesting, if you take a look at NVIDIA, it was trading at about $144 a share back in December. And over the last 2 quarters, it's also beat revenue. And yet the stock is trading down below $100 a share today. So when you think about it, do I believe that that stock's going to be trading at these same levels? No, I don't. I believe that based upon the revenue of these stocks, that they will be double in price over the next 12 months, because that's how much revenue they're making. Let's continue on and look at Micron. We also own Micron Technologies in the momentum strategy. That's growing at 71% on the revenue growth rate. Newmont Mining, 58%, which is amazing. And then Broadcom at 40% revenue growth rate. That's amazing as well. Let's take a look at some other stocks. So in the energy space, we have Hess. Now, Hess is growing, has a revenue growth rate of 22%, but his profit margin is so high. For example, comparing to grocery stores, most profit margins for grocery stores are around 2%. I mean, they're very small. But this profit margin for Hess is 21%. And what is the President Trump theme in the United States? It is drill, baby, drill. So we own Hess in our portfolios as well. Now, taking a look at Meta, which is Facebook, it has a 21% revenue growth rate, but look at the profit margin, 37%. That is amazing. Its profit margin is so high. So my belief is these stocks can't stay at this price. They have to move up, and they will move up soon. Finally, let's take a look at 2 more positions. In the energy positions, we have Diamondback Energy. Again, revenue growth rate of 31%. Amazing. We own it almost in every portfolio. And then the profit margin for Diamondback is 30%, which is huge. That's just a very strong profit margin. Now, taking a look at the travel area, we have Royal Caribbean that we own in several of the accounts. It has a growth rate of 18%. and yet the profit margin is equal to that at a 17% profit margin. So likewise, we don't believe that either of these stocks are going to stay where they're at. We believe that based upon the profit margins and based upon the revenue growth rate, these stocks will move up in price. We don't think they might. We believe that they will move up in price. I have some disclosures which are required. Any representation of stocks are for educational and entertainment purposes only and do not constitute a recommendation. Investing has risk of loss. You may lose money in investing in the stock market, and you should consult with your own advisors on any financial decisions. Joe Cantu, Ronald Liston, Joshua Carvalho, and Cantu Tactical Wealth Management. We are registered investment advisors in the states of California, Florida, Georgia, and Texas, providing pure, independent advice. We're fiduciary and money management services.